Hi, I'm Lou Vickery, and welcome. Come on in for a visit. I just want you to sit down and relax, and let's spend some time together. My brand is called A Wise Word, and I'm noted as the voice of generational wisdom. I'm the author of 24 books on varied subjects, and the reason I'm here is that 3 years ago, I had COVID really bad. In fact, the doctors didn't think I would survive. I did, and I'm excited to tell you that I'm back on the speaking tour. I'm back doing what I've enjoyed doing for over 30 years. And I tell you what, it is wonderful having the opportunity to sit here and share some time with you. As I think about it, not only am I excited about this, but I think I have some things that I can share that will make a difference in your life. And I want to start with a topic. One of my things that I did, I was a professional baseball player. And I started right out of high school and in professional baseball. And through the course, and I am at the time was a left-handed pitcher. And the interesting thing about that is that left-handers, I guess we get accused of doing things a little different because it's a different world for us, right? But I was a left-handed pitcher and started out as a starting pitcher and then moved into what is noted as a closer role. And by that, I was scheduled, I would come into the game late, like the seventh, eighth, ninth inning to close it out and secure a win. Well, it was down to where I was only doing the ninth inning. In a particular game, we're down we're ahead 6-1 going into the bottom of the ninth inning. And the manager, I had pitched 4 of the 5 previous days. The manager told me, he says, "Now, Lou, we're going to give you the night off." Well, I'm sitting there relaxing in the bullpen. All of a sudden, the opposing team scores 2 runs. They get 2 runs, and here comes the call. Warm up left-hander. So I warm up. And by the time I get into the game, the score is 6-3 and the bases are loaded. I come into the game, take my warm-up pitches, and I throw one pitch, one. And the guy hits a grand slam home run. You know what that means? That's 4 runs. We just lost the game 7-6. Oh, man. Those are the kind of things that's sometimes tough to get over with. So I couldn't sleep. At 2:15 in the morning, I'm walking the streets and I bump into a police officer. And he looked at me and he said, "Son, what in the world are you doing out here at this time of the morning?" And I told him, I says, "Officer, you won't believe what happened to me tonight." And I told him the story. And to this day, I always use what he told me. I told him my name, Lou Vickery, and he kind of tapped me on the chest. And he says, "Son, in your business and in my business, you better have a good forgettery." And I said, "Forgettery, sir?" And he says, "Yes, a good forgettery." He puts the emphasis right on it. Well, the more I thought about that, it made sense. And that's what I want to share with you. We end up having mental struggles because we take situations, events, things, and even individuals, and we create negative situations for ourselves where we could just get rid of them, move them to the back burner, so to speak, and use our forgettery in doing it. Let me share this with you because I think it's so important. Please don't treat a past mistake as a prisoner. It's a lesson, not a life sentence. Now you think about that. Just think the fact that it was an opportunity to learn something. You know what happens to us when we hang on to things and we don't put them behind us, if we don't use our forgettery and move on, is we're more prone to mistakes. We also, I think there's a tendency to have a reduction in productivity. And, if you want to take what I'm going to say to heart, what you would do is to look at your situations. What situations, or what's just one situation? Take just one. What would it entail? Is there something from your past weighing on you? It can be a thing. It can be a situation. It can be an event. It could be an individual. But there's a teachable moment. There's always a teachable moment. We learn from it, then employ our forgettery and move on to the next task with vigor and mental acumen. It takes a conscious effort. It takes a conscious effort to put your forgettery to good use. Now, it's been my experience that probably the biggest issue that we face when we look at something that we're hanging on to has to deal with an individual or individuals. Then I want to introduce another word to you. How about forgettery? Do you realize that when we hang on to something, the most heaviest thing we can carry is a grudge? Are we hurting the other person? No, we're hurting ourselves. We're making it difficult for ourselves. So one of the things that we need to do is to practice our forgettery, use our forgettery, and then put it behind us, learn from it, and move on. And then it's great, particularly when an individual is involved, that we practice our forgettery. We forgive, because you know what happens when we forgive someone? We feel better about ourselves. We don't feel that mental struggle that can go on. So I really want to thank you for you to think in terms of conserving your mental energy by putting things behind you and moving on to the next step. It keeps us on an even keel. It keeps us balanced. It keeps us in harmony with what's going on. And you know what else it does? It keeps us in the now moment. Now. That's where we live. We live in the now moment. And sometimes, it takes what I call now courage. We have to dig deep and just bring it out. Now courage to face up to some of the challenges that we have in our life. Isn't that what life's about? Facing challenges and dealing with them and not getting too high or too low as we do it. And I want to share one other thing with you that I use personally. Something happens through the course of a day that creates a concern about something that I need to move on beyond. I set an appointment with myself. And I simply tell myself, Lou, at 4:00 this afternoon, we're going to deal with that issue. We're going to take it to heart and deal with it then. We're not going to concern ourselves with it now, but we're going to set ourselves an appointment later. So I'm not getting all wrapped up in it during the course of the day and taking me away from the now moment. Now, right now. Dig deep. Set yourself an appointment if you need to, and then put it behind you. Practice your forgettery and your forgivery. If you do that, you know what? You're going to end up being a winner. So until the next time we have an opportunity to share some time together, keep these things in mind. Keep a smile on your face. Keep optimism on your tongue. Keep happiness in your heart. You'll be a winner wherever you go and whatever you do. Thank you. I'm Lou Vickery, and check out my library at a wise word slash library. A wise word slash, I apologize, a wise word dot life / library. You do that. See you soon.